Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Melie and today I'm getting ready while talking about boysplanet because I have watched the first 4 episodes that are currently out and I have a few opinions. So if you want to know what they are, then keep on watching. And just a little disclaimer, this is all just my opinion and I'm not intending to criticize anyone. I'm not intending to hate on anyone. So, and also I'm not that deep into all the drama that is surrounded by boysplanet or that boysplanet is surrounded by. So yeah, but I hope you enjoy just listening to me ramble about boysplanet and get ready with me. So let's get into boysplanet 2 or boysplanet. So as you guys who are watching probably might know, there is 2 different planets this time. So they split it into K and C, which is like the Koreans and the Chinese ones. And one thing I like about it is that we get a little bit more content. I personally like the first 2 episodes where they come in and then have their evaluation the most out of probably all the content that usually is in the survival shows, because it's just kind of interesting to see, but also the evil editing of Mnet, that's kind of, you can do with that what you want. I've already done my base, by the way, so I'm going in with my brows. So yeah, they have 2 different planets, which I think the only thing I like about it is that we have a little bit more content. But then what I don't like about it is that there's so many people that are gonna get eliminated that it's just gonna be so sad for everyone who has to leave. And especially since this time it's not only, I think in boysplanet 1 it was 98 contestants and this time it was 80 each, so 160 people, and only 8 get to debut in the end. And I think in the beginning they wanted to do 2 different groups, but I've heard that they switched it to just 1 group. I don't know why, I have not looked into it. So yeah, also just for as a note, I am not very deep into researching all the behind and everything. So all I'm saying is, first of all, just my opinion about what I've seen in the episodes and also what I've maybe got on Instagram or whatever. So yeah, it's just my opinion about things, just to be aware of that. So anyway, so there's 160 people that have to compete for literally 8 chairs. And that's kind of sad. And especially there are so many differences among Chinese and the Korean planets in terms of how they're treated and what benefits they get. So honestly, I was already kind of surprised by the new feature that the no stars are eliminated right away, which on one hand makes sense because they're gonna have to eliminate a lot of people at once because there's 160 people and only 8 places, and they cannot drag this out for I don't know how many months or a full year. So understandable, but also kind of so mean for everyone competing and just being there for the first part. And also they're in previous seasons, the ones that even got no star or F or that were on the bottom, there were still people who climbed up and did a really great job. So that part was kind of sad to see, and especially also the difference between K planet and C planet. There are so many Chinese contestants that have been cut, literally out of 80, it's only 28, I think, that survived this first 2 episodes. And I know that there's so many critiques about it, and I mean, I'm also, I feel so bad for the Chinese contestants. The only thing where I'm like, it makes sense because you have to keep in mind it's like a K-pop show. And although there's obviously K-pop groups that have more foreigner members than actual Korean members, but if you think about the big picture, K-pop is K-pop, so I guess that's kind of why they chose to eliminate a lot more Chinese contestants than Korean contestants. Is it fair? Probably not. It's a little bit understanding. So yeah, that's that. I will say some harsh critics from the jury, from the masters, was a bit unnecessary, if you know what I mean. But well, that's K-pop, I would say, I guess. What can we do about it? I hope that in that sense, like, Korea is gonna change a bit about like body image or their looks and everything, because there are so many talented people that might not fit into the pretty boy K-pop stereotype, but you know, there are most likely even more talented than some of the good-looking boys. So something that Korea definitely still has to work on in the future. So next point about the unfair treatment between both planets. The dorms, like, in my opinion, the Korean planet, especially the A team boys, or like the all-star boys, their dorms is so much better than this, like the all-stars in Chinese planet. I was so shocked, because not just from the inside, even from the outside, you can see that there's like such a big difference between both dorms, but then also the two person rooms. In Chinese planet they have bunk beds, while in K planet they have 2 separate beds and like with really pretty pink bedding, while C planet still kind of looks like they're going to the military or something, which, if they had budgeting problems, they should have just budgeted it better, but make it like still fair for both contestants, like both planets, and not like, I don't know, it's so obvious. Yeah, which is really sad. And then also their training attire. K planet got North Face, really pretty white, black, and like, or like dark, I think one is like brownish or like green, like dark green. And I mean, they're still like the contestants, obviously all of them want to be all-stars, so obviously they're complaining about, oh, I want to have the white one. But the Chinese planet training attire is basically just what they had in the previous season, redone like a little bit, but like, you know, the green, yellow, purple. I'm not sure if the other one is gray. Like, I don't remember all the colors, but there's even in the training where it's such a big difference in like what the Koreans got and what the Chinese got, which is also very sad, I think. I don't know if they did it like to distinguish who is who, like who belongs to which planet, but also why not make it all the same for everyone? Anyway, let's continue. Also, I have some notes so that I don't just completely ramble on, because I like to do that a lot. Yes. About the like calling time, I'm not sure how it was for the Korean contestants, but I felt like because they could like call their parents with their phones, maybe they had a longer time to talk to their parents than the Chinese contestants. They literally got coins to call their parents for like, I think one was like 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes and maybe 3 minutes, and the highest ones were 5 minutes to talk to their parents. Yeah, that's also, I mean, obviously they're like, you know, you have to get some drama, or you have to get something interesting, and also punishment for the ones that not so good. So I guess that's what it is. Let's talk about favorites. Do I have any favorites in this show? Do I? Honestly, not really. I think I have a few contestants that I would see being in the group. I think somehow one of the ones that I really want to debut, he's not necessarily my favorite, but it's one of the guys from I think Boy Story, the rapper that still has not been. Are they all rappers? The one that they claimed is not the pretty boy. I kind of hope that he debuts just because I don't. I think he is talented. Like he still deserves to debut. Like it's not like just to make Mnet be like, even if he's not so pretty, he can be an idol. But anyway, I root for him. I root for, honestly, almost anyone. Of course, they should have talent. But I'm not the one to judge that. Oh, but so talking about judging, I don't know if it's just me, but there were like some contestants that got like quite high rating, or like, you know, all-star or 2 stars, where in my opinion it did not sound that great. And it got me to the point where I was wondering, do they like listen, does the audio that they're listening to in their in-ears or like on site is different than in the videos, like in the, you know, in what we see? Because sometimes I was like, that was not that good, why is he getting all stars? Or I was like, that was not so bad, and then they got like 0 stars. And I'm like, is it me or is it them? I mean, obviously I've heard about the favorism, about the favorism thing, but yeah, I don't know. Some I was like, that's not so good. I do have a few people in the K show that I would definitely want to debut, because I hope they deserve it. You never know. Like, you never know who they are. As you've seen, there's been a few like controversies already about a few of the contestants, which I'm not gonna get into. But definitely a few of the people that were either very close to debuting or already debuted but had like not the best start. I kind of hope they will get the chance to debut, which is probably a bit unfair to the people who are obviously also talented but haven't had the chance to debut at all yet, or weren't even close to. But you know, we all get older, so I think I'm rooting a bit more for the older ones and the ones that already had like either had experience but obviously still, you know, showed also their skills, that they deserve to debut and that they're like good enough to debut. The 2 kids that are like 15ish, like still in middle school, they are very charming. Like they have character, and I wish them to debut. I'm not sure if I would have them in this group, Probably just because they're still so young, but there's also obviously a lot of young people. But since I'm a little bit older, I think I'm rooting a bit more for the older contestants in this whole series. There is 2 people that I definitely not want to debut, but that's not because, please, I'm not gonna say who it is. If you know who I'm talking about, then you'll know, and I'm also not hating on them, but there's one in Kate Planet that I think he is a little bit too full of himself, and kind of thinks he's like better than everyone else, which is like, I would understand if he actually would have the skills, but then he's like not that great and makes mistakes, or like doesn't sound that well, but then he thinks he's like better than everyone. So I don't know if he either needs to grow up a bit more, because I feel like in a group, if you have someone like that, it might make it really hard to, have a good relationship if he does not change himself a little bit, or like understands what it is to be in a group, because it feels like he's still a bit selfish, which of course in the show to some extent you have to be. I think we will see in the next episode that like, I don't know if they're like gonna fight again for the killing part, which is like obviously always the case because everyone wants to have the killing part, but yeah, he's one that I would not be, like, I'm currently not so supportive of. And then there's one guy in Chinese Planet. He, like, from his character or anything, honestly, I think in the last episode and the second one, I have not seen him a lot. The only thing that like bothers me is that he has just like this super cute character. I think you will know who I talk about if you've seen it. Like, he's just like super, super, super cute, and that's just basically not what personally I like. So that's like the only reason, but that's like nothing against him personally or like his skills or anything. Like, obviously if he shows, the skills, the determination and everything, like, he deserves to debut. It's just basically, as I said, I'm not the type to like the very cute guys. So yeah, but that's that. So I also don't know if I will keep watching the show completely, because usually I'll just will I keep watching? Probably I will. I'm kind of sad to admit, but I do like to watch trashy survival shows. It does. I do usually enjoy it to some extent, or like even if I like don't completely watch, at least I have something in the background to see, and it's like or to hear, and I just do something else while listening. But yeah, I am curious in the end who's gonna win and who's gonna be part of the new Boys Planet group. I hope that there won't be any more scandals, and I also hope that they will figure out the existing ones and decide, like, obviously fairly. So yeah, what is, like, let me know what your guys' opinion is. Please, like, no hate, and like just like still be respectful to anything, but I would like to hear your guys' opinion about this show, or like Boys Planet in general. I know that like survival shows are also very, in general, like very controversial, and there's been a lot of things already from the past like survival shows that Korea and Mnet has done, which, I don't know if I should be embarrassed for enjoying watching that, but I mean, I don't get too deep into this stuff in general, because I just want to keep my mental peace. And also one reason that it's like why I don't have a favorite is because it's hard for me to get very attached to someone, especially since, you know, I don't know who's gonna win. I watched the first season just because I wanted to see Jiyoung, because I knew him before from like Boys Love. And at some point I just kind of got curious and was like, wait, I have never heard him sing. So that's like the main reason why I started Boys Planet. And then obviously I already knew who was gonna be the new, like who's gonna be in Zero Base One. So that made it a little bit easier for me to like, you know, watch the show in general, because I already knew like who's gonna be in it, although I obviously did not remember everyone in the beginning. And yeah, but obviously I love the boys, and I'm gonna be so sad when they disband, and I kind of just hope that they don't. I think a lot of zeros, I don't even know their fan name, I'm so sorry. I'm such a bad fan. Zeros. I think the thing is, like, it's so similar to The Rose, like the, you know, the band, The Rose. Yeah, it's zeros, right? Yes. So yeah, a lot of the roses are gonna feel with me probably when they're gonna disband. I just hope they don't. I have seen lately like a lot of one-on-one members kind of coming back together a little bit and like appearing in some YouTube content of other people, which is interesting to me. Because, you know, obviously they disbanded a long time ago, and one of them even said that there's not that much chance for them to actually get back together. But yeah, it's just so hard to imagine that Zero Base One is not gonna be Zero Base One anymore, and, you know, all of them go their separate ways. It's gonna be so sad. But obviously it is what it is. We have to live with that. I think, because I don't really have anything more to say, I will finish my makeup real quick and then I will get back to you. So this is the final look, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed just listening to me ramble about Boys to Planet. I hope you liked it, and yeah, let me know in the comments who is your favorite. If you want to, you can tell me who's your least favorite. But still, no hate, just like be respectful. Also, what's your opinion about Boys to Planet? I would like to hear that. And yeah, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I will see you in another video. Bye! Also, just a little addition. I was asked like literally probably a year ago what perfume I use. So this is the perfume. It's Princess by Vera Wang. It has this like really cute crown, and also it has like it looks like a ring. I think I put it into my jewelry box because I used it as a ring before, but it's a bit too thick. Anyways, so I used this one. I got so many compliments for it, and it's like my second time. No, I think my second or third time I bought this, because a lot of people say I smell good if I wear this. So yeah, this is what I'm using as my perfume. And if you're still watching, who like wanted to know what perfume I use, thank you so much for staying. And yeah, I appreciate you. Obviously everyone else too. Bye!